Back in PA, back on another video. One thing I can't stand in this modern dating era is women that try to say that they intimidate men. Ladies, unless you can physically beat a man up, he is not intimidated by you. So get that out of your brain. I can't stand it. Men, we are cost benefit calculators. So we look at the type of person you seem to be. We look at your habits. We look at your attitude. And if it's something that we don't want to deal with, we're just not gonna deal with it. Women have this weird thing where they think that men have to put up with their BS. We don't anymore. So girls, if you keep getting ghosted or you can't find a relationship, men aren't intimidated by you. Odds are you are impossible. This gentleman in this clip here explains it perfectly. I've never heard it put better. We're going to go through this clip in a second. Before I do, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It's just you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's see what this gentleman has to say about women thinking that men are intimidated by them. Let's go.
For a woman to say a man was intimidated is such a cope and a reframe for her to feel better about the fact that he ghosted her.
But I am intimidating. I already know that.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm sure that they're pretty intimidated. Yeah.
See, and this is why I can't find a guy.
So here's the thing. It's not intimidated. It's like a function of preference. It's not really. Intimidation is this word that girls use to sort of cope. I'm not saying someone.
Cope?
Yeah, cope. Like if I met Candace Parker, I'd probably be a little intimidated because she's one of the best basketball players in the world.
Yeah, Candace Parker is pretty tall. She is pretty big. I mean, I'm 6'2", and I'd be looking at better.
Not to date her, but she's like 6'6". You know what I'm saying? That would be a case where a man might be intimidated. If I met Sheryl Sandberg, I wouldn't be intimidated, but like she is a multi-billionaire, right? Like I can see that. But like as far as attraction is concerned, most of the time women are saying, girl, he didn't pick you because he's intimidated. No, I sleep on a comfortable bed. I didn't buy a bed of rocks. That doesn't mean I'm intimidated by a bed of rocks. I personally do not prefer pickles. So I don't like, just a weird thing, I don't like pickles. I'm not intimidated by pickles. I just have a preference for other things. And so a lot of times what dudes will say is like, wow, look at all these things I have to compete with. I would just kind of like a calm life, and for her to provide peace in my life, she's not going to do that. So I prefer not to. And then her friends help her cope by saying, girl, he was intimidated by you when he wasn't.
There you go. He spelled it out perfectly. Because women think that there's nothing worse than this term, you can't handle me. Ladies, what's something that you have to handle that's a good thing? There are lion handlers, snake handlers. You want a man to have to handle you? Men have to go out into the world, compete. Men work the hard jobs, the stressful job, and then he has to come home and handle you? It's not happening. It's not. The days of expecting men to put up with this stuff are over. No. He put it perfectly.
I really wish women would stop using that term because it's not helpful.
What would you call it when a guy is thinking about a girl's attraction level, her success in her own career?
Listen to that deep voice. Yikes.
Like maybe she's not working for someone else, or like she's an entrepreneur and she like has her shit together, makes above 6 figures. All of this stuff. She dresses well, whatever, has the connections, good networking.
So let's say I'm a dude and I want.
She described a man. She just described a man. So what would a guy want to do if he's trying to date this other man? That's what that sounded like.
I want validation from my girl, which includes like regularly for us to be together, intimate, and for us to show a unified front and for her to not embarrass me. If I don't feel like I'm going to get those things because she has a 6-figure job and because she's famous on social media, that doesn't mean I'm intimidated. That means that I have chosen something that's a little easier. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Easier.
There you go. And yes, he said it right. Easier. Men, when it comes to women, it should be easy, especially if the guy is dating you old-fashioned. If he's, paying for the dates or he's paying the majority of the bills, why does he have to handle you, ladies? Why? I wonder what these women are trying to get out of this. Like, how do women feel good fighting with their man? Or trying to quote unquote intimidate their man or being bossy towards their man. Ladies, say yes to your man so he can say yes to you. That's it.
Easier? What do you mean easier?
Some people will buy a comfortable car and some people will buy a race car. Some people will just buy that big old long sedan and it's just a comfortable ride. That's what a lot of times, that's what guys want, is the comfortable ride. They're not intimidated by the Lamborghini. It's just a factor of like, what's the preference? The preference is the easier way to get around. Like, here's another thing I think that's a little different. If you get cheated on as a woman, you really don't lose your status because you're still pretty. You don't lose that much. If I get cheated on, I get embarrassed. I could lose clients. I could lose friends. It gets really bad. I fucked your bitch in some Gucci flip flops. That's why they say it. Okay.
Right.
Oh, was that your girl? Oops. That's what it is, right?
And like many people say in the red pill space, cheating for men and cheating for women are not the same. If a man cheats, the relationship and the marriage can still work. But if the woman cheats, she's already out the door, guys. She's already. I don't think either one should cheat, but the ramifications around who cheats are completely different. There have been plenty of relationships, plenty of marriages that have survived the man cheating. But if the woman cheats, she's normally emotionally connected to another man, and she's all the way out the door about to monkey branch.
So that's one of the parts that's different. Here's the other thing for me. Literally, there are people who want me dead. There are people who want to take my money. There are people who want to take my clients. There's tons of dudes who want to steal my girlfriend. Every day I have to deal with this.
Yeah.
So when I come home, now I have to deal with you. It's that I don't want to deal with shit. It's not that I'm intimidated. It's that I need for things to be smooth. Does that make sense?
Right.
And a lot of modern women, they just don't understand that. What it comes down to is respect. Ladies, if you give your man respect, he will give you the world. The more difficult you make a man's life, you're just gonna push him away, and he's gonna find a younger version of you, especially if he's accomplished.
I didn't buy a PlayStation 5 so the controller could blow up in my hands. I bought it so I can play video games. It's not that I have a preference for comfort and stability because the rest of my life is unstable. There's going to be comments on this very video where dudes are going to talk shit about me. So I want comfort for the rest of my life. It's not a function of intimidation. Now, there could be jealousy once we're in a relationship and now we go to red carpet events and it's nothing but like tall, handsome actors coming up and like reach around and grabbing your ass while I'm not looking. That would be jealousy. I don't know if it'd be intimidation. I might be intimidated of other people in your life, but I'm not going to be intimidated because you make a bunch of money. I think it's the wrong word. I think the word is preference.
Yep. I agree with that 100%. Like, he has put this so well. I'm going to put a link to this full clip because there's about 2.5 minutes left where he sums the whole thing up. But I'm just going to sum it up. Ladies, men are not intimidated by you. You can't beat us up. You just can't do it. We look at the stress, the circumstances that you might bring into our lives, and we just don't want to deal with it. It's like if you're a guy, you have to decide if you want to be with a 9 or a 10, because we know the type of problems that 9s and 10s have, man. Your life will just be a constant of having to deal with, men hitting on your girl, her taking 3 hours to get ready. Odds are she's on Instagram or she's trying to monetize her looks somehow. Guys, don't do it. Ladies, stop this copium with men are intimidated by you. They're not. Guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one.